Just a second. I'm just helping with the live stream. Don't do anything. It will take its time. Yeah. You can do it. It will keep doing in the background. All right, so I seek blessings and permission from Srila Prabhupada. I meditate on the lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj to bless me with his mercy, and I seek blessings from all the Guru Parampara so I can glorify Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And I also seek blessings from all the Vaishnavas, those who are present here and those who have joined us on Zoom. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So we are reading from Canto 4, the creation of fourth order, and chapter 31, which is the last chapter of this canto, which is titled Narada Instructs Prachetas. So we know the life story of Prachetas through all these chapters in Canto 4, that Prachetas, after 10,000 years of Prachetas, after 10,000 years of tapasya, when they come out of water, they have darshan. Supreme Lord awards them with personal audience. The darshan of himself, Supreme Lord comes riding on the Garuda in his 8-handed form, and in a very beautiful form. So as soon as they see that form, they fall at the feet of the Supreme Lord. And Supreme Lord tells them that he is very pleased with their tapasya. He is very pleased because they have, first of all, they have recited the prayers composed by Lord Shiva. Then they have they have followed the orders of their father. And third one, that there is unity among 10 of them. So Supreme Lord says he is very pleased with them. And then Supreme Lord asks them to ask for any benediction. And they say that we have had darshan of yourself. We don't need anything else. But if you really want to give us some benediction, give us association of your devotees. So like that, Supreme Lord gives them that benediction. He disappears. And then Prachetas, Supreme Lord also gives them the order to marry Maricha, who is the daughter of the Apsara, the heavenly society girl named Brahmalocha, and Sage Kandu. So he orders them to marry her and have a son. So they end up marrying her. They have a son named Daksha, and so they enter the Grihasthashram and they rule their kingdom for thousands of years. And as we saw in the first few verses of our current chapter, they admit that when they ruled their kingdom for thousands of years, when they were absorbed in their family life, in Grihastha life, they forgot the instructions given by Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. So that's where we are. Now, after that, after thousands of years of ruling their kingdom and running Grihastha life, they remember the blessings of Lord Vishnu, and they decide to give up their kingdom, and they leave the home, leaving their wife and their kingdom in the good care of their capable, their expert son, Daksha. So they leave home and now they reach the western seashore where there is an ashram, the hermitage of Jajali Rishi. And in his association, they perfect equal vision, Sarva Bhutatma Chetasa, which means that considering all the living beings as themselves. So they perfect their equal vision, they become perfect in their Krishna consciousness, and then Narad Muni comes. They are performing pranayam activity, and at that time Narad Muni appears before them. So as soon as they see Narad Muni, they get up from their seat, they offer obeisances, they offer him welcome, nice appropriate welcome. And then Narad Muni starts speaking to them. So that is where we are in our journey of Bhagavatam. Narad Muni is giving instructions to Prachitas. So Narad Muni has started speaking from verse 6, and he's giving very beautiful instructions. First of all, Narad Muni says that the whole purpose of every living being is to serve the Supreme Lord. If they are not doing that, their janma is useless. And then Narad Muni talks about three kinds of janma. The first janma, first birth is when one takes birth from mother and father. The first birth is given by mother and father. The second birth is given by the spiritual master at the time of initiation. And third birth is yagnika, when one is given permission to serve the deity of the Lord. So this kind of three births, but all of them, if during all of them, if one does not serve the Supreme Lord, then all these births are also useless. And then Narad Muni describes all the senses, your hearing, your tapasya, your speaking, your intelligence, your senses, your expertise, all of these, if they are not engaged in service of Lord, they are all useless. That is what we have seen so far until verse 11. So now in verse 12, let's see what Narad Muni tells Prachitas. So we will start reciting verse 12. Can we please share the verse on the screen? Share. You go to that screen. Yeah. No. Close this. Close this. Thank you.
Screen.
Here. And then you do that. Share. You do some. Share. Okay. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Those who have their phones with them, they can search in their browser SB 43112. Kim va yogena sankhena
yogena sakhena
Nyasa svadhyayorapi
nyasa svadayo yayorapi
Kim va shreyo biranyaischa
Shreyo Biranyayishcha
Nayatra atma prado harihi
Nayatra Atma Prado Harihi
Kim va yogena sankhena
Kim va yogena sankhena
Nyasa svadhyayorapi
Nyasa svadhyayorapi
Va shreyo biranyaisha
Kim va shreyo biranyayishcha
Nayatratma prado harihi
Nayatratma Prado Harihi
Va yogena sankhena
Kim va yogena sankhena
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
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 श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
किं वा
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
न यत्रात्मा प्रदो हरिः
यत्रात्मा
नायत्रात्माप्रदो
प्रदो
हरिः
हरिः
Devotees like to recite.
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं वा योगेन
योगेन
साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
न यत्रात्मा प्रदो हरिः
नायत्रात्माप्रदो
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
न यत्रात्मा प्रदो हरि
न
नायत्रात्माप्रदो हरि
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं वा
योगेन साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
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 किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
नायत्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
प्रदो हरिः
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
न यात्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
न
यत्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
Would you like to recite again? Try again.
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
न यात्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
Very well, very good. You want to try?
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं वा
योगेन साङ्ख्येन
स्वाध्यायोऽपि
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
ये च
किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च
अत्र प्रदो हरि
न
यत्र
आत्माप्रदो
आत्माप्रदो
हरिः
किं वा
योगेन साङ्ख्येन न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
न
यात्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
किं
किं वा योगेन साङ्ख्येन
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि
श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
किं वा
श्रेयोभिरन्यश्च
न यत्रात्मा प्रदो हरि
न
यात्रात्माप्रदो हरिः
Thank you so much, devotees. Now we will move on to word. Please repeat after me. Kim,
किं
किं
What is the use?
What is the
What
use?
is the use?
Va
Va.
or
Or.
yogena
Yoga.
Yogena,
by mystic yoga practice.
by mystic yoga practice.
Sankhena
Sankhya.
by the study of Sankhya philosophy.
By the
By the
study
study of Sankhya philosophy.
Nyasa
Nyasa.
by accepting sannyasa.
By
Exactly.
accepting sannyasa.
Svadhyayoga
Svadhyayayoho,
and by study
and by study
of Vedic literature.
of Vedic literature.
Api,
Api.
even,
Even.
im,
Kim.
what is the use?
What is the use?
Va
Va.
Va,
or
or,
Shreyo bhi
Prekobihi,
by auspicious activities.
By
auspicious activities.
Anyaiha
Anyaha,
cha
cha,
and
and
na
nar,
never
Never.
ver,
tra
yatra,
where
where,
atma pradaha
atma pradaha,
full satisfaction of self.
full satisfaction of self.
Harihi,
Harihi,
the supreme personality of Godhead.
The Supreme
the
Personality.
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Jai.
Transcendental practices
Transcendental practices
that do not ultimately help one
that do not ultimately help one
realize the supreme personality of Godhead
realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead
are useless.
are useless.
Be they mystic yoga practices,
Be they mystic yoga practices,
the analytical study of matter,
the analytical study of matter,
severe austerity,
severe austerity,
the acceptance of sannyasa,
The
acceptance of sannyasa,
or the study of Vedic literature.
Or
or the study of Vedic literature.
All these
All these
may be very important aspects
may be very important
of
aspects
spiritual advancement,
of spiritual advancement,
but unless
but unless
one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari,
one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari,
all these processes are useless.
all these processes are
I'll
useless.
repeat the translation, please hear. Transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead are useless. Be they mystic yoga practices, the analytical study of matter, severe austerity, the acceptance of sannyas, or the study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, all these processes are useless. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Please hear. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 24.109, it is said, Bhakti vina kevala jnane mukti nahi haya, bhakti sadhana kare prapta brahmalaya. Impersonalists do not take to devotional service, but take to other practices, such as the analytical study of the material elements, the discrimination between matter and spirit, and the mystic yoga system. These are beneficial only insofar as they are complementary to devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore told Sanatana Goswami that without a touch of devotional service, Gnana, Yoga, and Sankhya philosophy cannot give one the desired results. The impersonalists wish to merge into the Supreme Brahman. However, merging into the Supreme Brahman also requires a touch of devotional service. The absolute truth is realized in three phases: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these require a touch of devotional service. Sometimes it is actually seen that these Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, although their motive is to merge into the Brahman effulgence of the Absolute. The yogis also at times take to chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from that of the bhaktas. In all processes, karma, jnana, or yoga, bhakti is required. That is the purpose of this work. verse. You can stop sharing the screen now. Stop share. Yeah. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So Narad Muni is telling Prachetas, Kimva Yogena Sankhya. What is the use of yoga, the mystic yoga practices? What is the use of Sankhya Yoga, the analytical study of matter and spirit? What is the use of taking sannyasa? What is the use of studying the scriptures? And what is the use of doing any auspicious activities, any pious activities? Kimva Yogena Sankhya Nyasa Svadhyaya Yoropi Kimva Shreyobi Anyasha. What is the use of all of these is Na Yatra Atma Prado Harihi. If all of these do not Atma Prado Harihi, they do not give us Krishna. If one does not understand Hari, Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, what is the use of all of this? So that is what Narad Muni is telling the Prachetas. So if we try to analyze the journey of Prachetas, what went wrong with the Prachetas? They had the greatest benediction. They had the personal darshan of the Supreme Lord. They were one-on-one with the Supreme Lord at some stage. And then what happened? What happened is they entered Grihastha ashram. They had heavy administrative duties as the king. and they had the family. So they themselves have admitted earlier in the Bhagavatam that they got very absorbed in their family affairs. So yes, Lord Shiva had guided them on the path of bhakti. They were on the path of bhakti. They recited the Bhakti Yoga prayers composed by Lord Shiva, but then they entered Grihasthashram as a king. So they were also on the path of their karma. So their bhakti became karma mishra bhakti. It was a sakama bhakti. They had some kamana, some desire. They had the desire to have progeny. They had the desire to rule their kingdom very nicely. So their bhakti was sakama bhakti. It was not, but Bhagavatam tells us, ahaituki apratihata, yayatmasu prasidati. So bhakti needs to be ahaituki. It should not have any other motives than to please the Supreme Lord. So they had some desires. Their bhakti had become karma mishra bhakti, sakama bhakti. So to make that bhakti into nishkama bhakti, Narad Muni has appeared. So yes, they were on the path of bhakti, but being in Grihastha ashram, Bhagavatam describes Grihastha and Grihamedi. Grihamedi thinks that me first, my family first, and then later when I have time, when I give up my Grihastha ashram, when I get old, I will enter Vanaprastha, and then Krishna will come. So my family first and Krishna later. That is how a Grihamedi thinks. But a Grihastha, an ideal Grihastha, is the one who maintains that Grihastha ashram while thinking that Krishna first and my family is the family that Krishna has given me to serve. So Krishna first and my family second. So that is how a Grihastha thinks. But we see that Prachetas had become Grihamedis. So Bhagavatam teaches us that don't wait for the Vanaprastha ashram. Don't wait until you get old to take surrender of the Supreme Lord. Bhakti is supposed to be the right time to do the bhakti is right now. And in ideal Grihastha ashram, what Narad Muni is telling them is that the foundation of Grihastha ashram, while you are in the Grihastha ashram, it should be while you are performing all your duties. There should be hearing, there should be chanting, there should be service of the deities. All these aspects of bhakti that Prahlad Maharaj describes, they should be incorporated in your Grihastha ashram while you are in it. So that is, bhakti is not something what to be done after your Grihastha ashram responsibility. Bhakti is to be done simultaneously with your Grihastha ashram. And that is what Krishna sets as a goal for us in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 8.7, Krishna says that Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya mai arpit mano buddhir mame vaishyashi ashanshaya. That tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, or at all times, mam anusmara yudhya. Remember me and do your yudhya, do your duty, whatever your occupational duty is, do it. And mai arpit mano buddhi, like this, if you dedicate your mana, your mind and your intelligence, your buddhi to me, then mam e vaishyasi ashamshaya, then you will come to me, then there is no doubt about it. So that is the goal Krishna has set for us. In another verse in Bhagavad Gita 9.34, again Krishna says, he again sets this expectation from us that Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaiva atma nammat parayana. So Krishna tells us to do 4 things. Manmana, give your mind to me. Bhavamad bhakto, become my devotees. Madhyaji, worship me. And mam namaskuru, offer obeisances unto me. And if you do all these 4 things, then you will come to me for sure. There is no doubt about that. So again and again, Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita to remember him constantly. So that is his expectation And Narad Muni in Narad Pancharatra, he even warns us. He says, Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Vismartavyo na jatuchit, Sarve vidhi nishedashu, etayor eva kinkaraha. So it means Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Always remember Krishna, and Vismartavyo na jatuchit. Do not let forgetfulness of Krishna happen to you. Sarve vidhi nishedashu, all the conclusion of all the vidhis, all the do's, and nisheda, all the don'ts, all the regulations and prohibitions that are described in all the scriptures, etayor ever kinkara, they are all servants of this one principle, that always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So that is the goal, the constant remembrance of Krishna. But that is where prachetas have failed. Prachetas were on the path of bhakti, but they forgot. They themselves, they are accepting, they are admitting that they had forgotten the instructions given by Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, and they became too absorbed in their family life. So prachetas have failed, but if we study Bhagavatam, we see that where prachetas failed, constant remembrance of Krishna, gopis have nailed it. In Bilvamangal Thakur says in Govinda Damodar Stotra, how gopis constantly remember Krishna. So gopis, they are not just housewives, they are business women. They have a business, their business of maintaining the cows, milking them, and going to sell the milk and yogurt and ghee and butter, all these milk products. So while they are doing that business, what they are doing, Bilvamangal Thakur says, is Vikretu kama khila gopa kanya murari padarpita chitta vritti dadhyadikam pad Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So while gopis, they are on their business of selling the milk and yogurt and butter, instead of calling out that Govinda milk for sale, yogurt for sale, they are so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, always in the pastimes of Krishna. They are so absorbed that instead of saying milk for sale, they are saying Govind for sale, Damodar for sale, Krishna for sale. So they are that absorbed in Krishna, always thinking about Krishna. And also in Govinda Damodar Stotra, it is said what benefits gopis, because gopis have constant association of each other. Yes, they are on the platform of prema, the highest platform of highest stage of bhakti, but also when they get together, what do? Grihe grihe gopavadu kadamba sarve lilitva samavapya yoga punyani namani patanti nityam Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So Gruhe Gruhe Gopavadu Kadamba. In Vrindavan, in each house, there is a Vrajavadu, there is a Gopi. But when they meet each other, Sarve Militva, what do they do? Punyani Namani Patanti Nityam. Always when they meet each other, they are chanting the names, the glories, the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, the name, the form, pastimes, qualities of Krishna. They are always discussing. So they have constant association of each other. And that is what helps them in having the constant remembrance of the Lord. So this is what prachetas didn't have. And this is what prachetas had asked for. If we remember, when the Supreme Lord appeared in front of prachetas, and he asked he asked prachetas to ask for any benediction. Prachetas say that, oh Lord, just like a bee, there is a nice verse, they say, Parijatenja salabdhe sarangonyana sevate twadangri mulamasadhya shakshat kim brunemahi. That saranga, a bee, when a bee approaches Parijat tree, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Parijat is the tree. It is not in material world. It is originally comes from spiritual world. Yes, later on Queen Satyabhama's request, Krishna did bring it in the planet Earth. But Parijat is also known as Kalpa Vriksha. That means it can give you anything you ask for. So when the bee approaches Parijat, if the bee wants to have nectar of mango, then they will get it. If they want to have rose flavor, they will get it. They want to have pineapple flavor, they will get it. So Parijat, when the bee approaches Parijat, anything the bee can desire for, the Parijat gives. So then bee is fully satisfied and does not desire anything else. So like here in the material world, the bee, it will go on one plant, on one flower to other flower, one plant to other plant. And similarly, we, the jivas in the material world, we will go from one desire to another desire. And when that one desire gets fulfilled, we will go to the next desire. So we are never satisfied, just like the bees in the material world, we, the jivas in the material world, we will never be satisfied. So Prachetas tell the Lord that just like when bee approaches the Supreme Lord, when the bee approaches your lotus feet, Tvad Angri Moolam, your lotus feet that are root of everything that exists, then what else the bee can ask for? So similarly, we have had your darshan. What else can we ask for? But if you really want to give us something, then please give us association of your devotees. So as long as we have to remain in the material world, as long as we have to remain, continue our Brahman, our wandering in the material world from one body to another body, from one planet to another planet, as long as that is to continue, please give us association of your devotees. So association of devotees is what benefited gopis, but that is what Prachetas lacked when they entered their Grihasthashram. Yes, they had each other, but they admit, all of us admit that they failed to have continuous remembrance of the Lord. And yes, when they gave up their Grihasthashram, they went through a detour. We see in the beginning of this chapter that they went to the western seashore to Jajali Rishi. So Jajali Rishi, he helped them in perfecting their equal vision. So that is the basic of spiritual understanding, that we are not body, we are the spirit souls. So we are not just all other human beings, all other living beings, they are also spirit souls. And what is the what we are? We are spirit souls. Then there is super soul, and we have a relationship with that super soul. We are supposed to serve. So in understanding that, in perfecting their Krishna consciousness, Jajali Muni helped them. So Jajali Muni, he laid the foundation for Narad Muni to come and give them the topmost teachings, the knowledge of bhakti. So Narad Muni coming to Prachetas is the fulfillment of Lord's benediction. When Prachetas asked the Lord that please give us association of your devotees, the Lord said, Tatha iti, may whatever you have wished for be fulfilled. So Lord had given them the blessing of their association of his devotees. So Narad Muni coming to them is the fulfillment of that benediction. So that is where Prachetas have failed. Prachetas didn't have the association of devotees, and that is why, this program that Prabhupada has given us, daily Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam classes, in that way we can have constant association of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavats, and it really helps us in having constant remembrance of the Lord. So that is one point. And another point Srila Prabhupada has made in this purport, Prabhupada has referred to a shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24. So chapter 24 in Chaitanya Charitamrita is titled as 61 explanations of the Atmaram verse. So we know the Atmaram verse, it's a very famous verse. It comes in the 7th chapter of 1st canto, where Sutta Goswami says, Atmaramascha munayo nirgranthapi urukrame kurvanti haitukim bhaktim itham bhuta guno harihi. So that is the famous Atmaram verse where he says that even the perfectly liberated, already liberated sages, the munis, who are Atmaram, who are self-satisfied, and they are near Grantha, they have become free from all the Granthis, all the bondages. Even they get attracted to the ahaituki, the unalloyed, unmotivated bhakti of Supreme Lord Hari. So what happens in the chapter 24 of Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela is that Sanatan Goswami. So this chapter is not a separate lecture by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It comes as a series of detailed instruction Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives to Sanatan Goswami. So before this chapter 24, in chapter 21, first of all, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives Sanatan Goswami Sambandha Jnana. Who am I? I am the spirit soul. And what is my relationship to the super soul? I am supposed to serve him. Jivere Swarup Bhai, Krishnera Nitya Das. So Sambandha Jnana first of all he establishes. Then in chapter 22, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the instructions on, so okay, I'm supposed to serve him. Then he gives him instructions on how to serve him. And then in chapter 23, in detail, he explains what happens when we serve him. What will happen? You go through the different stages of bhakti, and the topmost stage is prema. So like that in detail, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains every word. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that you reach the topmost destination of bhakti, prema, by serving the Lord like this, then he becomes, Sanatan Goswami becomes curious. So he asks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Mahaprabhu, I heard that previously at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you had explained this famous Atmaram verse in 18 different ways. So please explain it to me again now. And now look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humility. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Prabhu kahe ami vatula amara vachane sarvabhauma vatulataha satya kari mane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am Vatula, I am one madman. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is another madman. So whatever I said to him that day, he believed it to be true. So that is his humility. He says, I am one madman, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is another madman. And I said something to him that day. But now, today, I don't remember any of that, what I told him that day. But if you really want to hear about this Atmaram verse, in our association, whatever comes to my mind today, I will share with you. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes on explaining this Atmaram verse. He explains that there are 11 different words in this verse. And then Mahaprabhu explains each word, Atma, Atmaram, Muni, Nirgrantha. Each word Mahaprabhu explains, and then he reaches to the conclusion that Prabhupada has given us in this purpose, that without a touch of bhakti, all these different paths that also lead to the Supreme Lord, the karma path, the jnana path, the yoga path, they all need some touch of bhakti. So that is the conclusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after detailed explanation, he reaches there. And in another verse, in chapter 19 of Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Mahaprabhu says that Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataeva Shanta Mukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakaliya Shanta. That only Krishna Bhakta is one who is Nishkama, who does not have any kamana, any desire, and Ata Eva Shanta. And that is why Krishna Bhakta is Shanta, he is fully satisfied. But Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi Kami, Bhukti Kami, the one who wants, who has a desire of sense enjoyment, Bhukti, one who has a desire of Mukti, liberation, merging into impersonal Brahman. He also has a desire. And Siddhi Kami are the yogis. Yogis perform their yogic sadhana with one kamana, with one desire to have siddhis, to have yogic perfection. So all these have some, all these are kami, they all are lusty, they have some kamana, some desire, and that is why Sakali Ashanta, all these are Ashanta, they are never satisfied within themselves. Bhukti Kami, Karmi, they will do a lot of material activities, they will try very hard to earn $1 million. And then when they get that $1 million, they want more $1 million. So they are never satisfied. They do all their activities is they want to enjoy the senses. They are bhukti kami. Then there are mukti kami, the impersonalists. They meditate, they study the scriptures. They are on their path with the motive that they want to merge into the Supreme Brahman, the effulgence from the body of Supreme Lord. So they are also not satisfied. And that is why Srila Prabhupada says that sometimes you will see that some sannyasis, they have given up the world. Impersonalists, they say, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. That only Brahma, the Supreme Brahman, is Satya, and Jagat, the world, is Mithya. So that's why they give up the world. But later they come back to the world, and then they will do some activities like philanthropic activities, or they enter some politics. Right now, even in Indian politics, there is a chief minister who is a sannyasi, wears orange robes. So Prabhupada gives example of that in this verse. So that is mukti kami. Even those who desire liberation, they are not fully satisfied. If they are not satisfied, then only they are entering the world again, right? And then there is siddhi kami. All these Ashtanga yogis, they perform their breathing activity, their breathing regulation, their pranayam, their different postures. They do all these to awaken different chakras in their body, so that they can, ultimately their motive is to get some siddhi. What will they get from the siddhis? They will get people's attention, they will get admiration, and they themselves will feel that, oh, I got this siddhi. So they also, they are also not nishkama, they also have some kamana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sakali Ashanta, all these who are kami, desire, they have some desire, they are not satisfied within themselves. But only those who are devotees, they are fully satisfied. It says in the Bhagavatam, like when the devotee performs bhakti, it is like watering the root of the tree. It is said in the Bhagavatam that Yatha tarormula nishechanena drupyanti tatskandha bhujopashaka pranopahara chayatendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanamachyutijya. That just like watering the root will give water to all the or the trunk of the tree, branches of the tree, and the upashakha, the twigs of the tree. And just like giving food to the stomach will give nutrition, nourishing to all the parts, all the limbs of the body, all the senses of the body. Similarly, when one performs Achyuta Ijya, Achyuta is another name of Krishna, Krishna the infallible. When one performs a worship of the Achyuta, Krishna, that satisfies the entire universe, because he is the root of entire universe. Everything comes from him. So everything in the universe is satisfied when one satisfies the Supreme Lord. So that is why the bhakta, devotee, is satisfied within himself also, and everyone is satisfied with him, because Supreme Lord is satisfied with them. And that is what we see in the example of gopis. If we see gopis, they are not highly educated. They haven't studied the scriptures. They haven't done any other path, like they haven't been doing Ashtanga Yoga or anything like that. They don't have to go to anyone. Like Prachetas, even though they had darshan of the Lord, they had the realization that who has appeared before us is Supreme Lord. They have seen the Aishwarya, the full opulence of the Lord right before them. But still they forgot. They had to go somewhere. They had to go to Jajali Rishi, and then Narad Muni had to come to help them. But if we see gopis don't have to go to anyone. Rather, Uddhava, who is highly intelligent, who is very spiritually advanced, is intimate associate of Krishna himself. When Krishna sends him to gopis as a messenger, when he hears from gopis the glories of the Lord, when he hears them from their point of view, how they remember the Lord, how they miss him, then Uddhava says that I pray to be a dust at the lotus feet of the gopis. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said before us that gopis, they are our teachers. Like, there is a perfect teacher. The teacher gives the same knowledge to the whole class. But then there will be, for say example, there will be a topper girl who will understand everything perfectly as the teacher is trying to convey. And then the teacher will tell all other students that you have to be like this topper girl. So these gopis are the topper girls in the school of bhakti. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us that Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya Taddhama Vrindavana Ramya Kechid Upasana Vrajavadu. So they say our Upasana Paddhati, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, our Upasana Paddhati is that of these Vrajavadus, these gopis. And Prabhupada is writing in our verse that all other paths, either they are part of Jnana, Yoga, Sankhya philosophy, without a touch of devotional service, they cannot give desired results. And in the Atmaram verse also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, even those who are already liberated, they are also attracted by bhakti. So Shankaracharya, he has written his commentary in Narsi Tapni Upanishad, and he says, Mukta api leelaya vigraham kritva bhagvantam bhajanti. That mukta api, even those who are liberated, leelaya, when they hear the pastimes of the Lord, vigraham kritva, they install deity of the Lord, and Bhagavatam bhajanti, they worship the Lord. So they are already liberated. They have achieved the goal that they had started their journey with, but still they are not fully satisfied, and that is why Mayavadis also, they install a deity and they start worship of the Lord. So that is what Shankaracharya, who is from whom the impersonal teachings, he has given the impersonal teachings, he says that. So we see many examples in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam of devotees who are initially impersonalists. They are Brahmavadis. Impersonalist means they think that absolute truth is from effulgence, the light. So one of the examples is of the Kumaras, the four Kumaras, the four Manasaputra, the mind-born sons of Lord Brahma. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Mataji ki Jai. So, four Kumaras, the Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandana, Sanak. So these four Kumaras, sons of Lord Brahma, they are very spiritually advanced. They are eternally youthful because they have always maintained their brahmacharya. They are very advanced, liberated sages, impersonalist sages. But they hear the glories of Supreme Lord from their father, Lord Brahma. So when they hear the glories of Supreme Lord, what happens? They have a strong desire. They have a strong desire to have the darshan of this personality. So they go to Vaikuntha, and on the gates of Vaikuntha, the gatekeepers Jai and Vijay, they stop him. They stop them, and then there is a conflict. There is a conflict between them, and then Supreme Lord hears about this conflict. He comes to resolve the conflict along with his goddess, his counterpart goddess Lakshmi. When the Supreme Lord comes before four Kumaras, he is so beautiful that just by looking at their beauty, they all the four Kumaras, they are just captivated. They just continue looking at them, looking at Supreme Lord, and then at once they fall at the feet of Supreme Lord. So when they fall at his feet, from the toes, the fragrance of tulsi leaves offered to him and the chandan also to him, it enters their Jai. It enters their nostrils. So it is said, Yasyara Nayanasya Padaravinda Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu Antargate Asvavivarena Chakara Desham Samshobhamaksharajushamapi chittatanvo. So, Yasyara Vinda Nayanasya, the one whose eyes are like Arvinda, the lotus-eyed one, Lord Vishnu, his Padaravinda, his lotus feet, when Kumaras approached his lotus feet, what happens is Kinjal, that means toe. So the fragrance of tulsi leaf from his toes enter their nostril, and Sankshobham, it creates some change in their api chitta tanvo, in their mind and their body. So they go through a change of mind, and there is some change they experience in their body, and from impersonalists they become devotees of the Lord. They become Vaishnavas. And there is also a Vaishnava tradition, Kumara Sampradaya, which was started by these Kumaras. Then we see example of Shukdev Goswami, who is impersonalist. When he, we see in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Vyasadev, he is, when he gets this son, he is in the womb of his mother for 12 years. He doesn't come out. And when he comes out also, he starts running towards the forest because he's so afraid of Maya. He doesn't want to be entangled in Maya. So Vyasadev then runs behind him. He is shouting, "Oh son, please stop." Vyasadev really wants him to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that he has narrated. But this Shukdev Goswami, he keeps running from him. Then Vyasadeva arranges for some of his disciples to go and recite some acharyas. They describe like this, that Vyasadeva arranges for some of his disciples to go and recite some Bhagavatam verses in front of Shukdev Goswami. So one of the verses they recite is about Krishna's beauty, first of all, they describe. So there is a verse from 10th canto. These disciples of Vyasadeva, they sing. Parha pedam natavaravu karnayo karnikaram vipradavasah kanaka kapisham vaijayantim shamalam randran venuradhara sudaya puraya Jai Shri Shri Bhagavatam. Jai Shri Shri Bhagavatam. So, where were we? The disciples describe the beauty of Krishna, that Krishna, when he enters the forest of Vrindavan, he has peacock feather on his head, his body is like a topmost dancer, he is wearing the karnikara, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, he's wearing the kanaka kapisham, yellow gold garments, wearing Vaijayanti mala, and he fills the holes of his flute with the Adhara Sudaya, the nectar from his lips. And like this, when he is entering Vrindavan, all his Gopa Vrinda, all his Gopa friends, they are glorifying him. So when Shukdev Goswami hears the about beauty of Krishna, he gets curious. And then he wants to know more about this person. And then his disciples, they describe the mercy of Krishna. They say, Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam jigam sayapayat pyasadvim lebhe gatim dhatrim shikam tatonyam kam va dayalu sharanam vrajema. That who can be more merciful? Shishi Gornita, getting ready for Ratha Yatra. So it describes who can be more merciful than Krishna, who Baki is the sister of Bakasur, the she demon, Putana. She came with an intention to kill Krishna with poison, to poison him. But because she came disguised as a mother, Krishna gave her the position of which is equivalent to a mother, Dhatri Uchita. He gave her the gati, the destination that a mother, Krishna's mother, would get. A similar position as Mother Yashoda, a nurse. He gave her that position. So how merciful would Krishna be? And so Shukdev Goswami realizes who can be more merciful than this personality. So then he also wants to know more about this personality, Krishna, and he returns to home, hears Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from his father Vyasadeva. And that is how we have this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam come to us. We will try to conclude soon. So Prabhupada writes in the purport also that sometimes it is actually seen that these Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, although their motive is to merge into Brahman, effulgence of the Absolute. The yogis also at times chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from the Bhakta's purpose. So Prabhupada is describing that Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their motive is to dissolve their own individuality into the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Yogis chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra also, but their motive is to make their mind still. But when a devotee chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he has no other motive than to serve Lord Hari, to please Lord Hari. So they all are chanting the same mantra. The mantra is the same, But because of their motives being different, the result is different. The destinations are different. And Prabhupada, sometimes when we read in his purports, his statements like this, that some people may think that because Prabhupada is on the path of Bhakti Yoga, he's trying to promote his path, and that is why he is trying to minimize the other paths. If they are all chanting the same mantra, how can the result be different? Some people may think like that, but it is not true. When we go to Chaitanya Charitamrita and read this chapter 24, the 61 explanations of the Atmaram verse, we realize how in detail Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has analyzed all different paths, the karmi, gnani, yogi, and even in those paths there are different divisions. So he has analyzed everything. And then by systematic explanation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has reached to the conclusion that bhakti is the topmost path, and all other paths they also need a touch of bhakti. So it is not that Prabhupada is promoting the path he is on. It is not some kind of sectarianism, but it is the Siddhanta. Prabhupada is just trying to convey the Siddhanta Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has established. He's just trying to convey the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he is writing like this in his purport. And when Prabhupada says that sometimes these Mayavadis also chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, he was once in Mayapur. So he met an elderly person, gentleman, and he had Urvapundra tilak like us. So he approached this person and he says that, "Oh, I'm very pleased to see you because you are also Gaudiya Vaishnava. You also have the same tilak." He says, "No, not exactly. I'm not Gaudiya Vaishnava." He says, we are on the path of Chaitanya Path and Shankara Mat. So what is Shankara's mat? What is his opinion? That the absolute truth is not a person, it is some effulgence coming out of his body, right? Their aim to be on Chaitanya path, their aim to follow the path of bhakti is to merge into impersonal Brahman. They are using the path of bhakti as a tool to achieve their goal of dhyana. So, yes, Prabhupada has said rightly that sometimes Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So we will try to conclude the class. Prachetas, they are grihastas, and they are doing their occupational duty, their yudha, they're maintaining their kingdom and family duties, but they haven't been able to fulfill Krishna's expectation, which is Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, always have constant remembrance of me. But we are so fortunate that Prabhupada has given us this perfect process. When we follow this morning program given by Srila Prabhupada, we fulfill all the aspects from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's path, the 64 links of bhakti. We can easily remember Krishna at all times. So with that, we will conclude the class today. Today is Rath Yatra. Everyone is getting ready to pull the Lord into their hearts. Everyone at the temple is busy preparing for Rath Yatra. So we'll conclude here. If anyone has any comments or questions, they are welcome. Would anyone like to add something? Anyone on Zoom? All right. So
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for the class. No questions. You explained everything very nicely. But yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, for all your research.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Madam.
you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
All right. Thank you, devotees. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.